Do you really know how to play blackjack? If you're like most people, then you probably don't. Most people are making strategic mistakes that are eating away at their bankroll.
Take this example. You're holding an ace and a 7. The dealer has a 4. What's your move? Hold on to that answer and I'll show you why you probably played it wrong. Because while blackjack looks simple, the numbers and probabilities are fragile and you need to know how to handle them like a pro. And that's where basic strategy comes in. Blackjack has a killer house edge of 0.5%, but without basic strategy, that edge is slipping right through your fingers. So let's fix that. The first thing you have to understand about blackjack is that it's what we call a solved game. All parts of the game are known to all participants at all times. There are never any surprises. The probabilities are always fixed, so you can precisely determine what the perfect move is at any point. Those perfect moves are basic strategy, so if you can memorize it, you'll always be making optimal plays. But if you think finding any old strategy charts online and memorizing it will make you a blackjack wizard, think again. Basic strategy is different at every table. The rules, the number of decks, payouts, it changes everything. When you don't find the right strategy for your game, you're bust before the cards have been dealt. Which is why I have to tell you, in this video, we're mastering Standard American Blackjack, the most popular version in the world. That means the following rules: 8 decks, late surrender, hit on a soft 17, 4 hands max, double down on any hand, including the ability to double after a split. If you're playing at a table that stands on a soft 17, hang around because the strategy changes and you need to know how. If you want to find a casino that hosts blackjack for this precise strategy, head into the description and take my casino matchmaker quiz. I'll find you one in no time, but for now, let's dive in. There's a lot going on in basic strategy, so let's break it down into this strategy pipeline. 1. Do I surrender? 2. Can I split? 3. Is it a soft hand? 4. Resolve whatever's left. Ask yourself these questions in this exact order to filter basic strategy down only to what's relevant in that moment. First up, do I surrender? Surrendering is the option to give up your hand and get half your stake back. This is a rule that many casinos are filtering out, as it is very player-friendly. Many players' ego is too big to surrender, despite in some cases it being the best option for their bankroll. I suggest you forget your ego and take care of your bankroll. So when do you surrender? Only if your hand is utter trash and the dealer's sitting pretty. Put simply, surrender if you have a 16 or a 15 and the dealer's sitting on an ace or a 10. Even with a dealer's 9, you'll want to surrender your hard 16. What might surprise you is that it's actually mathematically beneficial for you to surrender your hard 17 if the dealer is showing an ace. The chances of the dealer going bust with an ace is about 17%, and so the best you can really hope for is a push. How many of you have surrendered a 17 against a dealer's ace? As a blackjack dealer and a casino manager, I can tell you, basically nobody does this, despite it technically being the best move. When it comes to that hard 16, it's a much easier decision. It's the worst hand in the game. Your chance of going bust is 62% if you hit, and standing's no better, with a measly 29% win rate. Don't be a hero and play this hand if the dealer is looking strong. The point is that giving up half your stake is better for your bankroll than playing such an abysmal round. The potential profit isn't worth the risk. Next question to ask yourself is, can I split? And more importantly, should you? Up front, there are 2 non-negotiable rules. Always split aces and 8s, never split 10s or 5s. The only exception is if you're playing 8s against an ace. We've already mentioned you should surrender your 16 against an ace. 2 aces is a god hand, since 10 value cards are the most common in the deck. On the other hand, splitting 8 is a defensive move. An 8 isn't great, but anything's better than a 16. Splitting them at least gives you a fighting chance, especially if the dealer's up card is weak. Meanwhile, splitting 10s and 5s is as bad as setting your money on fire. 20 and 10 are fantastic hands, and only a fool gives that up. But everything else, it depends. I'm going to call these opportunity bets. When it comes to splitting, only split these when the dealer's got a weak up card. Here's a summary of what to do with your pairs. Pair of 9s split on a dealer's 2 through 9, with the exception of a 7. Pair of 8s always split. Pair of 7s split on a dealer's 2 through 7. Pair of 6s split on a dealer's 2 through 6. Pair of 5s, like we mentioned, never split. Treat this hand as a 10. Pair of 4s split on a dealer's 5 or 6. Pair of 2s and 3s split on a dealer's 2 through 7. Right, that's the easy part over with. And I know what you're thinking, that was the easy part. Yep, so buckle in, because this is where it gets serious. If you haven't surrendered and don't have a pair, it's time to consider hit, stand, or double down. And that all depends on the third stage of the strategy pipeline. Is it a soft hand? If you're not treating your aces with the respect they deserve, you aren't playing blackjack. When a hand has an ace in it, we call it soft. Soft is just another word for flexible, since an ace can count as 1 or 11, so an ace and a 7 is technically an 18 and an 8 at the same time. Clearly, that has a big effect on the game, so you need to consider them separately. But contrary to what you're probably fearing, the rules are pretty straightforward. Here's the strategy summarized. Take another card on a soft 17 or lower. Don't take any more cards on a soft 19, unless the dealer has a 6. And then we have a soft 18, which is arguably the most misplayed hand in all of blackjack. But don't worry, we'll fix that in just a minute. Notice that I said, take another card when your score is 17 or lower. Well, that could be a hit or a double. And the difference between the pros and the casual players is that they know when to get more money on the table when the odds are in their favour. And doubling down at the right time with your soft hand is one of these plays. When the dealer has a weak up card, doubling on a soft hand is usually the single best play. If the dealer has a 6, you're going to double every soft hand. If the dealer shows a 5, you're going to double every soft hand with the exception of a soft 19. When the dealer shows a 4, you want to double on a soft 15, 16, 17 or 18. When the dealer shows a 3, you should double if you have a soft 17 or 18. And if the dealer has a 2 and you have a soft 18, your best move is to double, which brings us nicely to the most misplayed hand on the blackjack table. As you can see from the strategy chart, standing on a soft 18 is rarely the best move. You should only stand if the dealer is showing a 7 or an 8. If the dealer shows a strong card, like a 9, 10 or ace, you need to hit. And if the dealer shows a weak card, like a 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, you need to make the most of that situation and double down. The vast majority of players stand on their soft 18s against all dealers' cards. Stop being that player. Now let's move on to the rest of the pipeline and resolve whatever's left. First, the non-negotiables. Always stand on a hard 17 or higher. Always hit on an 8 or lower. These are no-brainers. We need to keep a strong hand and improve small ones. But what about the rest? We're back to the opportunity bet, and you need to pay attention not only to your own hand, but the dealer's up card. First, do you double down? Only on strong hands against weak up cards, so any 11, most 10s, and a few 9s. It's worth mentioning that you only double your 11 against an ace and a 10 if the dealer has already peaked and confirmed they don't have blackjack. With a score of 10, you want to double down when the dealer has a 9 or lower, and if you have a score of 9, you want to double down against the dealer's weak card, which is 3, 4, 5 or 6. For everything else, just hit your score of 9 or 10. These are all great hands, and it's impossible to go bust in a single hit. In the ideal case, where you have an 11 and the dealer's up card is a 6, your chance of winning is more than 60% with a double down. Now let's have a look at what I call the stiff hands. A hand like this will ruin your day. This is a 12 to 16. With these hands, we're left with a painfully high chance of going bust. Even with a 12, the chance of going bust is a whopping 31%. That's almost a third. So what do we do about it? One way or another, we're bracing for a loss, but we still have two options to give us the best shot at profit. First option, if a dealer has a 7 or better, you're going to need to hit. The second option is to stand when a dealer shows a 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 and pray they go bust. The exception to this rule is if you have a score of 12 and the dealer has a 2 or a 3. The math says it's slightly advantageous to hit this hand. Your best chance with a stiff hand is if the dealer has a low card, or even better, a bust card, that is a 5 or a 6. In that case, the dealer goes bust 42% of the time, so standing with any hand could win it. But if the dealer has a strong up card, your only real choice is to hit and hope. Of course, for some of these hands, you probably already surrendered, but when you can't, this is your backup. But what if you're playing European Blackjack? I told you earlier that you need the right strategy to play perfectly, but actually, there's some key differences between American and European Blackjack. An important one being that European Blackjack stands on a soft 17. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but believe me, when I say it makes a world of difference. Rejoice when you see this rule, because it's entirely in the player's favour. It forces the banker to settle for worse hands, giving you an edge. But for such a difference, the strategy doesn't change too much. In fact, there are only 5 rule differences you need to memorize. Always split a pair of 8s, no exceptions. This is because you can't surrender on European Blackjack. If you have a soft 19 on a dealer's 6, stand. If you have a soft 18 on a dealer's 2, stand. And a big one to remember is instead of doubling down on 11 against a dealer's ace, just hit. The reason for this is in European Blackjack, the dealer hasn't checked for blackjack. Remember, they take their second card after all of the players have acted, so there's no point doubling down your 11 when there's a 30% chance of the dealer getting a blackjack and beating you, even if you pull a 21. European Blackjack will feel more conservative. It's just a safer game overall. But you also can't surrender, so you take the good with the bad. Now all you have to do is memorize it and execute it flawlessly next time you step up to the table. Easy, right? No, obviously not. If merely knowing basic strategy was enough to make us a pro, casinos wouldn't sell charts at the gift shop. First up, you have to practice. If you want to be any good, you have to put the hours in. If you get even one part wrong, it takes the tiny house edge and rips it up, feeding your money directly into the casino's pocket. But remember, mastering basic strategy is only the beginning. Basic strategy is how you bring the house edge as low as possible if you want to go further and take the edge for yourself. Card counting and betting progressions are going to take you to the next level. If you're reasonably new to the game, you can get 80% of the way there by remembering these 5 unbreakable rules of blackjack. Always split aces and 8s. Never split 10s and 5s. Always double down on 11. Always stand on a hard 17 or higher. Always hit with a stiff hand on a dealer's 7 or higher. Even if this is all you're doing, you're playing better than any old fool who relies on gut instinct. So now let's test you. Remember that question from the start? You have a soft 18 against the dealer's 4, what do? I'd guess at the start of this video, 90% of people would have answered stand. But as I explained, doubling is the right move. It's counterintuitive moves like this that put more money in your pocket. Make sure to practice at a good casino with good blackjack rules. So here's what you're going to do. Using the QR code or the link in the description, you're going to take my Casino Matchmaker quiz. With just a few questions, I'll find the best blackjack casino for you based on your preferences and location. Sign up, claim your bonus, and get started with some digital blackjack. And trust me, the continuous shuffling in virtual games works in your favor when it comes to following basic blackjack strategy. And when you're done, I want you to come back here and tell me how it went. If you're looking at taking your blackjack play to the next level, be sure to watch my follow-up on card counting, so make sure you subscribe to catch that video when it drops. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.